Hey, Hunter Smith here, back with Revolutionizing Your Ride, the Battle Motors electric vehicle series where we talk all things EV. So today what we're doing is we're talking transmissions. I'm sure you've heard these things are direct drive and they drive just like a golf cart. In a lot of applications, that's true. In heavy duty trucks, they're just a little bit different than that, but I think the best place to start is for us to look at transmissions in all trucks or cars and see how they work. So I took some notes here just so that I could say this appropriately. But in internal combustion engines, they only generate usable power and torque output in a small range of engine speeds. When we talk about engine speeds, we're talking about RPM. So when you've got this RPM range, you're revving up, and then you have optimal torque at a particular point, and then at higher RPMs, the torque trails off. And because of that, then we upshift or downshift, and the RPMs go down, and we start that process over in a new gear. So that's how you go from 0 to 10, and then you shift to 10 to 20, and then you shift to 20 to 30. That's what those transmissions are doing. So because they're trying to find that optimal torque range in order to output that power to the wheels. And then in electric vehicles, you have no torque curve. You have optimal torque output throughout the rev of the motor, right? So we don't really have to translate that power down to the wheels. In fact, that's why in cars, most of the time they have direct drive. So the motor just sits on the wheel and translates that power directly to the wheel as you need it. So that's why you can watch YouTube videos and you can see, Lamborghini against a Tesla Model S on a quarter mile, and the Tesla will win that battle more often than not because they're just putting the accelerator down and going, and they're not shifting between gears. They just have instant torque the whole time. Now, when they get above that range, then the Lamborghini is always going to win past that quarter mile. But anyway, that's what's going on. Now, in trucks, it's a little bit different. It operates mostly the same. It's a little bit different in a Battle Motors vehicle. So I've talked before about Battle Motors builds two vehicles, the LNT and the LET2. So typically we're building the LNT in a single axle application. That's not always 100%, but typically that's what we're doing in a 240 kilowatt hour battery. So when I've got a 240 kilowatt hour battery, single axle, the way that I'm running that, typically, depending on GVW and things of that nature, I'm going to go direct drive, but I'm going to have a 2-speed rear end. Now, why would I have a 2-speed rear end if they have all this torque? Because we're trying to right size the engine to the truck. And I'm trying to, if I'm fully loaded and I'm trying to pull a hill, I want it to be easy, and I want it to have that startability and gradability. So, that's what we're doing. It's that familiar low double reduction gear that we're used to in like an 8LL. We're just trying to get going in an extreme situation. So that's a 2-speed rear end and a single axle on direct drive application. So when we go to a 400 kilowatt hour battery and we're going with a tandem, or even a tandem with a tag or something like that for like a bigger rear loader, front loader, automated side loader application, and we're fully loaded, we're really heavy, all right? We're well over 60,000 pounds. And in that application, most of the time, let me back up a second. In that application, we have a 2-speed transmission, okay? And with a single-speed rear end. Most of the time, you're just running that, and it feels like a direct drive. You're only operating in one gear, okay? And in doing so, when you leave in the morning empty, go to a neighborhood and do your neighborhood collection. If you were to go to a transfer station and then come back, you probably would just have it in a single gear the whole time. But if you've got a mountain in your territory, or you've got a landfill where you've got a really steep grade and you've been waiting in line and you need that startability to get up that hill, you can engage the 2-speed transmission, and it will put you in that low reduction gear so that you can creep much easier without much strain on the engine. So really that's all we're doing, is we're gearing the truck so that it can have a maximum output with a minimum effort. And so anyway, that's what we're dealing with. So once again, internal combustion, transmission, to translate the RPMs to the torque output in that RPM to the rear wheels. Electric car, direct drive most of the time, motor directly to the wheels. Truck, direct drive most of the time, but there is some gearing involved there for extreme weight and extreme gradability situations. So that's what we've got. My name is Hunter Smith. If you got any more questions about this, email me right here. If you really want to explore what it would take financially or grants or anything like that to get an electric vehicle for your company or your municipality, your homeowners association, whatever, I'd be glad to talk to you. If you do the research and you say, Hunter, this is just not for me, no thank you, well, give me a call anyway, because I sell diesel trucks and CNG trucks, and we'd be happy to help you either way. Nobody's forcing this on you, but we are encouraging you. So if encouraging you to learn, and there's no problem with that. So give me a call. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, leave your comments, subscribe. Let's keep learning together. Thanks. Bye-bye.